different comfort levels in the heat right now. So I recommend having something to drink and hydrate yourself. I've got my big mug of tea, but you might just want some water, coffee if you want, something to keep yourself hydrated. And everything that I offer today is going to be an option. So you can, depending on how you're feeling today, you can take part, you can miss out. Even if you just want to lie down for the whole of the class, that's absolutely fine. We will be doing some lying down at the end anyway. But just take it at your own pace and listen to your own body. So, very welcome, everyone. We're going to do a practice today to honor and celebrate the summer solstice. And we're actually going to start in a child's pose, unless you're like, oh, Tash, I really can't manage getting into a child's pose right now, in which case you can stay wherever you are, lying down in the back of the body or whatever position you're in. If you're coming with me, we're going to take the knees a little bit wider than hip width apart. You might bring the big toes together at the back of the mat and just sit the hips back towards the heels. And sometimes when I'm coming into child's pose at the beginning of class, I quite like to have a little bit more padding underneath my bum. So you might, for instance, slide a cushion underneath, maybe a rolled up blanket. And then if you want a little bit more support like me in your child's pose, perhaps sliding a brick underneath your forehead, or you can bring the brick down towards the earth. Sorry, your forehead down towards the earth. So just take a few moments to arrive in whatever shape you find yourself in. The summer solstice marks the longest day and the shortest night of the year, which took place last Sunday. And it's really a time to relish in the warmth, light, and the fullness, the abundance of the season as we make our way slowly towards shorter days and towards the winter time. Today we'll celebrate the solstice. We're doing some modified sun salutations, as well as some circular solar-powered movements. So with that in mind, let's just take a few full breaths to arrive. Breathing as comfortably and as deeply as you can. And without force, without struggle or any straining, just sense the scope or the possibility of lengthening each breath. Beautiful, guys. And then we'll take a few more breaths here. Having a sense of becoming a little bit heavier through the body, sinking down into the support of the earth and the props beneath you. And the next time that we inhale, I'd like you to see if you can lift the head and the chest just a little so you can start to look forwards towards the top of your mat. As we exhale, just slide your brick to one side and we're going to take a gentle lateral side stretch. So just starting to walk the hands over towards the left, keeping the hands about shoulder width apart, and we'll start to melt down through the belly, the chest, and then your head. So you can let your forehead hover in mid-air or maybe resting the head on the earth. As we open up, create some space in the right side body. So in yoga, we want to breathe deeply, but in order to breathe deeply, we need to create that space. So just creating that spaciousness in the right side body as we breathe here. And then slowly lifting the head, the chest. We'll walk the hands back through center and we'll go straight into the other side. So walking the hands over towards the right this time, just as far as feels comfortable for you. And then keeping the hands about shoulder width apart, melting down through the upper body. And this time we're creating a bit more spaciousness in the left side body. See if you can start to pay particular emphasis on the exhale breath. We start to lengthen and elongate the exhale. Lovely, guys. And walking the hands back through center. We'll just take a little bit more of a symmetrical child's pose for a breath or two. And then we're going to slowly come up into a seated position. So shift your bum away from your heels. You might shuffle your knees back to about hip width apart, and then making your way into a comfortable meditation seat. So you might sit onto a brick or a cushion to create a little bit more length in your spine. It just feels a bit more comfortable for me to elevate the hips. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit with your legs stretched out, just as long as your spine feels quite comfortable here. So bring your hands on towards your knees or your thighs and see if you can gently push into these areas so that you can find a little bit more length through the crown of the head. So the crown of the head reaches up. Slight tuck of the chin to find that length through the back of the neck. You can cast your gaze downwards or just close the eyes. I'm going to do a few pranayamas here. So this breathing practice is called dandelion breathing, a very cooling breath practice for the summertime. Very simple breathing technique where we're going to be inhaling through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips through the mouth. Keeping that going. So you're gently breathing in through the nose and blowing the air out through the mouth. Almost like you're blowing the dandelion seeds off the flower. Keep going with that breath. And I'm going to add on another layer to this meditation, this breathing practice. We might take Hakini Mudra, which is bringing the palms together first, and then separate out the palms, but keep the pads of the fingers and the thumbs together. So it's almost like you're holding a globe or the sun in your palms, resting the mudra, the hand gesture, on top of your lap as you keep this dandelion breathing going. So Hakini Mudra is a hand gesture to cultivate focus and concentration. Because sometimes, for me especially, I can feel a little bit sluggish during the summer months. Maybe things might take a little bit longer to do. You might feel the energy dropping off a little because of the heat. So to sharpen that focus, that concentration, just feeling the tips of the fingers and the thumbs meeting. Take a few more rounds of this dandelion breath. So we start to cultivate a little bit more of a conscious relationship to your breathing through our practice. Lovely, guys. And you can keep your hands in Hakini Mudra, or we might change to Namaskar Mudra. So bringing the prayer hands to heart, thumbs resting gently on top of your sternum. You can release the breathing practice, breathing in and out through your nose now, and just taking a moment to set an intention for your practice today. So as we reach the kind of midway point in 2026, taking a moment to notice and recognize what you'd like to see into fruition for the rest of this year. What quality would support you best in your body and in your mind? Just taking a moment to check in. Doesn't matter if there's nothing there right now. It might occur to you on the mat later today, off the mat. But if you do have something in mind that you're working with, just repeating that word, that phrase to yourself 3 times in your head. And then we're going to seal that with a nice big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Beautiful, guys. Open the eyes. We're going to release the arms down. Going to make our way back into tabletop. You might want to take your socks off now because we're going to move into a little bit more of a sequence now. And then we'll bring your hands, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips. We're going to start to take a little bit more of a circular motion with your hips. So start to draw the hips back towards the heels, then circling the hips over towards the left, forwards towards your wrists as you breathe in. And exhale, hips rock over towards the right and back towards the heels as you breathe out. So taking a little bit more of a clockwise rotation with your hips. Breathing in for half the circle and breathing out for the other half. And you might stay here, guys, or you might even walk your hands a little bit further forward so you can come into kind of like a modified upward facing dog, a little bit more of a back bend as you breathe in. And then back into that child's pose as you breathe out. Keep that going a couple more times and clockwise. Beautiful. And then come all the way back through center. We're going to slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Then lifting your left foot up, we'll swivel the left foot out towards the left slightly. And start to lengthen your right leg towards the back of the mat. So we'll come onto the inner edge of your right foot. Left hand stays down underneath your left shoulder. Right arm starts to lift and start to come into this modified side plank as we peel the chest open. Right fingertips reach up towards the sky. I'm going to take a breath in here, expanding through the fingertips of your right hand. And exhale, you might stay here, or you might start to take some circular movements with that right arm. So back stroking through that right arm, reaching it back, forwards, and all the way up. Take that a couple more times with your breath. Exploring that space around you and feeling your right arm move through space as you breathe. Lovely, guys. And then this time we'll keep those right fingertips reaching towards the back of the mat. Tone the muscles in the abdomen. See if you can lift your left hand off the ground, and we'll come into gate pose. So let that right hand find the right leg and start to tilt the body into a very gentle side bend over towards the right. So you're tilting the torso towards the direction of that lengthened leg towards the back of the mat. Opening up through the left side body, we're going to take a breath in, staying for the breath out. Inhale, let's windmill both arms to come underneath your shoulders, starting off in a tabletop position like we did at the beginning. And then listen carefully, we're going to lift your left toes, bring them back into a tabletop position as well as the right leg. But this time we're going to tuck the toes, lift your knees and come into a downward facing dog. Now you can stay in stillness here. You might bring a little bit of movement into the feet, into the head. Notice if your instinct is to stay in stillness or if your instinct is to move, and just following that intuition from the body. Take a breath in and a breath out here. Let's come back into stillness for a moment. So press the chest back towards the thighs, let the head be heavy. And then slowly drop your knees back down towards the earth. And then we'll come into a cow pose. Untuck your toes, dip the belly low, lift through the chest and the heart. And then as we exhale, round through the spine into your cat. But this time, draw the hips back towards the heels, and let's come back into child's pose, melting down through the belly, the chest, and then your head. Take a nice big breath in here. Exhale, settle back down towards the earth. So we're relaxing through all of the muscles in the body. Soften through your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, the facial muscles. And see if you can connect back to that smooth, rhythmical breath. So I say this in all my classes, but if we're not breathing, if there's no connection to that breath, we're not practicing yoga. So it's really helpful to take a conscious few moments to reconnect to that breathing, that prana, that chi or life force in the body. And once we have that connection, we'll come back into a tabletop position. So lift yourself back to tabletop. And this time we're going to do the few circles with your hips. We're going to go anti-clockwise. So let the hips draw back over towards the heels. Then we'll sweep the hips over towards the left, forwards towards, no, sorry, anti-clockwise. So we're going over towards your right, forwards towards your wrists, and then exhale over towards your left, and then back towards the heel. So we'll go the opposite of way to what we did before. So anti-clockwise this time. Feel free to go a little bit faster, a little bit slower than me. You can even walk the hands a little bit further forwards and come into kind of like a modified upward facing dog as you draw the hips forwards. One more breath in, guys. Lovely. And then exhale, come back into tabletop. Walk your wrists back underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift the right foot up, swivel it over towards the right slightly, and then start to lengthen your left leg back behind you. We'll rest the inner edge of your left foot on towards the earth. Let's lift that left arm all the way up and overhead, and we'll come into our modified side plank here. So reach your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Open through the chest, shoulder blades draw together at the back of the body. Take an inhale. Exhale, you might stay in stillness, or maybe we start to explore those circular movements with that left arm. So you're kind of back stroking that left arm all the way back behind you, down towards the earth as you travel up the mat, forwards and up. Doesn't matter which way you go, really, just as long as you're circling. Finding a little bit of hydration and lubrication through that left shoulder joint. You can follow the hand with the gaze if you want to. One more breath in. Lovely. And then see if you can keep your left fingertips reaching towards the back of the mat. Let's tone the muscles in the abdomen. See if you can float your right fingertips off the ground. And we'll come into gate pose. So let your left hand find your left leg, and then tilting the body over towards the left as you sweep that right arm up and over. Start to open through the right side of the body as you contract through the left. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Inhale, we'll start to move with the breath, guys. So windmill both hands back underneath your shoulders. We're going to make our way back into tabletop. So rebend your left leg, swivel your right foot back, tuck your toes, and make your way back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. And inhale, rise up to tiptoes, bend the knees, look forwards. As we exhale, take a big step forwards with your feet and a big step back with your hands. So you meet towards the middle of your mat in a nice relaxed forward fold. You can bring your feet a little bit wider if you want to, let your head hang heavy. Maybe taking a few sways of your upper body from side to side. Let your head hang heavy here. And rather than taking the awareness to the upper body, let's draw the attention, the focus towards the feet. So can you feel, wake up that connection to the earth through the nerve endings, the muscles in the feet? One more breath in. And exhale. Let's come back through center. We're going to bend your legs, push into your feet, but see if you can keep your head and your shoulders super relaxed here as we gently start to rise up into standing. The head and the shoulders will be the last thing to lift. And as we come all the way up, just taking a moment here. So again, if your instinct is to just stay in stillness, just drop in. I want you to follow that instinct. If you want to move a little bit, feel free. Good time to hydrate yourself if you want to. And let's just make our way towards the top of the mat when you're ready. I'm just going to have a sip of my tea too. So we'll do a few sun salutations from here. I'm going to show you some modified versions that you might want to take instead. Just to honor and celebrate the sun, what better way than to do a few sun sals or Surya Namaskara A's. But before we do so, bring your feet, your knees about hip width apart. And we'll just start to synchronize and harmonize movement to breathing through some gentle movements. So as we inhale, I'd like you to see if you can sweep your arms out wide, up and overhead. You might join the palms, you might lift the gaze, lift the chest. As we exhale, twist over towards your right, left arm forwards, right arm back. And as you twist the chest, let the arms and the shoulders descend all the way down. So the hands come as close to the body as they can get. Then inhale, come back through center, arms lift. This time we look forwards. And exhale, twisting over towards your left this time. And let the hands descend all the way down. Keep that going with your breath, guys. Inhale to sweep up. Swivel back through middle. And exhale to twist. Keep that going with your own breath here. You might be going a little bit slower, a little bit faster than me as you keep your feet, your knees facing forwards. It's just your upper body that's spiraling and shifting through center, just like the sun. Lovely. Make this your last twist here. Then this time as we inhale, see if you can reach the arms all the way back up. But this time join the palms, lift through the fingertips, look up and lift through the chest. Gentle back bend. We're going to take a breath in. And exhale, bring your arms all the way back down. Beautiful, guys. So we'll take a little walk up towards the top of your mat. You can take the feet hip width apart a little bit wider if that feels comfortable for your body. I know some of you like to take it a little bit closer together. So just see what feels most appropriate for you. And we're going to stand in Tadasana mountain pose. So just imagine that you're standing back onto a brick wall. So that should help to kind of lengthen the spine, have a slight tuck of the chin. Soften the shoulders away from the ears and bring your arms down either side of your body. Let's just take a moment to connect back to that breathing. So cultivating that relationship. We're going to take a breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, flood the body with air. Exhale, relaxing, releasing, letting go. Two more times, a little bit different. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose this time, releasing through the nostrils, nice and slow. You might make an audible sound as you release. One more inhale. Exhale through your nose. Lovely, guys. Open the eyes. We're going to start to synchronize movement to breath. As we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms out wide, up and overhead, full body stretch. As we exhale, bend your legs, hinge from your hips, and come into your forward fold. Let your head, your neck be heavy. Inhale into your halfway lift. So we need a plug point here. You can either bring your fingertips down towards the earth, maybe the hands slide up the legs towards the knees as you lift and lengthen upper body. Exhale, come back into your fold, Uttanasana. Head is heavy. Inhale, we're going to sit back into chair pose, Utkatasana. So bend your legs, sink the bum back, sweep your arms up and overhead, lift through the chest. See if you can lengthen your tailbone down here. Shift all of your weight in towards your heels. Take a breath in. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, push into the feet. Keep the arms reaching up. As you come up to standing, you might take a gentle mini back bend as you lift the chest. And exhale, come back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms sweep down either side of your body. So you know the sequence. We're going to do that twice more with the breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Full body stretch, saluting the sun. Exhale, we're going to bring that energy back down towards the earth as we fold forwards. Inhale into your halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forwards, tailbone back. Just move with your own breath. Exhale, bend your legs back into your fold. Inhale, we're going to sit back into chair, guys. So bend your legs, sink the bum back. Shift all of your weight in towards the heels as you lift through the fingertips and the chest. Take an inhale. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, let's push down into the earth through the feet. Lengthen the legs. Optional mini back bend as you come up. Exhale, bring your arms all the way down. Okay, a little bit different this time. We're going to inhale, lifting the energy up towards the sun, the sky. Exhale to fold. Inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to fold. We're going to bring your hands down in front or either side of your feet and step it back into a high plank position. So one leg followed by the other. Now you can plank with your knees on the ground. You can plank with your knees off the ground. See if you can push the ground away wherever you are. And if you've got the heels, knees lifted, push the heels back. Draw the belly in, take an inhale. Exhale, let's soften down through the knees, untuck your toes, transition nice and slowly. We're going to bend your elbows and see if they can stay as close to your body as you bring front body all the way down. Then untuck your toes, point your toes back. As we inhale, press down through the fronts of the feet as we lift up through the chest. So you keep the toes pointing back, radiating the chest forwards, shoulders draw away from the ears. Exhale, keep the crown of the head reaching forwards as you settle front body down. We'll just do that twice more, guys. So as we inhale, we lift, pointing the toes back. And exhale, we lower. This time, see if you can lift your hands as you lift the chest. You might not go too far this time. So lift your hands, lift your chest into your back bend. Take an inhale, keep the feet grounded. And exhale, settle the front body back down. Inhale, let's push back through hands and knees. Exhale, you've got a couple of options. You can find a child's pose. We'll meet you there in a moment. Or maybe you spend a couple of breaths in a downward facing dog. Nice big breath in. Exhale here. Take a few moments. And then if you're in your downward dog, finding a resting position of your choice. So either lying down on the front of the body, or you can come down into a child's pose. Any variation is fine. Big breath in. Maybe a sigh, an audible sigh out. So we're thinking about building just a little bit of heat through the body today, through some sun salutations, through some back bending. So just taking a moment to notice whether there's been any shifts in temperature, in breath rate, heart rate. And can we practice staying quite steady with your breath, even if these things shift within us? So always journeying back to your breathing, the most paramount aspect of your practice. Lovely, guys. And then you might be like, you know what, Tash, I'm just going to chill here for a little bit longer. If you're coming with me, we're going to lift ourselves up through tabletop and then step forwards towards the top of your mat. So we did a little bit of stepping forwards, breaking it down last week. So walk your hands a couple centimeters forwards, lift the knees. You can either tiptoe your way up towards the top, or you might shift the weight into one leg, step forwards with the other, and coming in to meet us in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Then inhale, push into the feet. Let's rise up to standing. Arms reach up and overhead. You might take a back bend as we come up to stand. Exhale, draw the hands down through the midline, thumbs to heart center. Release your arms down. I'll just give you a little moment just to have a little reset through your body. So good time to have a hydration break if you want to. If there's any kind of props that you might want, so I know some people like to have a blanket underneath your knees, feel free to take that option if you want. And then we're going to do one more sun salutation and then come into a few back bends before coming into our restorative. So again, walk towards the top of your mat. Let's land back into Tadasana, mountain pose. So keeping your feet grounded, so there's connection to the earth. But think about lifting the crown of the head up towards the sky, the sun. So there's that dual connection. You're soaking up the energy from the earth as well as from the sky and the sun. Take a nice big breath in through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Lovely, guys. We're going to open the eyes and again, synchronize movement to breathing. Inhale, sweep your arms out wide, up and overhead. As we exhale, bend your legs, hinge from your hips, come forwards into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale into your halfway lift. So think length through the upper part of your body, so the spine, crown of the head reaching forwards, tailbone back. Exhale to fold a little deeper. Inhale, sit back into chair, bend your legs. This time maybe the bum sinks a little bit lower as you lift through the chest, lift through your fingertips. Take a breath in. I want you to imagine that your thighs move together in space. So just imagine you have a brick in between your thighs. Take an inhale. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, push into the feet. Let's rise up to standing. Optional back bend as you come up. Exhale, Tadasana, arms come down either side of your body. A little bit different this time. Inhale, lift the energy, lift the arms. You might lift the gaze too. Exhale, folding forwards, Uttanasana, hinging from your hips. Inhale into your halfway lift. Crown of the head reaches forwards, tailbone back. As we exhale, we're going to fold. Hands come down either in front of the feet, either side of the feet, and we're going to step it back into high plank. One leg followed by the other. Take an inhale, push the ground away, draw the belly in. Exhale, let's drop the knees, untuck your toes, bend your elbows, front body settles all the way down. Inhale into a back bend of your choice. Keep your toes pointing back, lift through the chest. Exhale, let's settle the front body down. We're going to push back through hands and knees and come back into a child's pose. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Taking any movements you want to in your child's pose. You might take a little wobble of your hips back towards your heels, maybe roll the head from side to side. And you've got some options from here, guys. So we're going to go into a few deeper back bends. We've kind of warmed up the body now. You can just choose to stay as you are. Maybe come to lie down on the back of the body if you're like, Tash, not really feeling that vibe. If you're coming with me, we're going to lie forwards on the front of the body. So in yoga philosophy, the summertime is most associated with the element of fire. And back bending kind of sits quite appropriately with that element as we open through the chest. So you've got some options from here. You can just come into face down relaxation. So making a little pillow with both forearms, turning chin cheek or forehead down. If you've had a particularly kind of busy time at the moment, you might just want to settle into this posture and just chill there. If you're coming with me, we're going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Make sure your middle finger is pointing forwards and both toes are pointing back. You might shuffle the feet a little bit closer together if you want to. Then as we inhale, I want you to start in the feet here. So push through the fronts of the feet down towards the earth. You might lift up through the knees. Then let that ripple through the whole body as you open through the chest. Lift through the chest, let the shoulder blades glide down the back. Lifting and then exhale, slowly descending down. I'm going to do that twice more. So take your time. Inhale, lifting, using the muscles in the back body to come up into your back bend. And exhale to soften. This time, no hands like before. Inhale, no hands. Lift your hands as you lift your chest. So you're just using the muscles in the torso here. Keep the toes pointing back. Take an inhale. And exhale, let's soften down. Make a little pillow with both forearms. Let your ankles relax away from each other. Have a little wiggle of your bum from side to side. Take an inhale. And exhale, just relaxing through your whole body here. Okay, guys, we're going to prepare for Shalambhasana locust pose. So again, walking your feet a little bit closer together. So they're about hip width apart. And start to sweep your arms down either side of your body. So palms facing down towards the earth, fingertips reaching back. Then as we inhale, we're going to press our pubic bone down towards the earth as we find a lift up in the chest here. Again, try not to hike the shoulders up towards the ears. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Look forwards. And then exhale, you might stay here. Maybe the hands lift, the fingertips reach back. Perhaps you point the toes, keep the toes pointing back, the fronts of the feet might lift, maybe the ankles, knees, thighs. Have a sense of the head and the feet reaching away from each other rather than just up. Take an inhale. Stay for the breath out. One more inhale, keep lifting through the feet, the head. And then as we exhale, let's come all the way back down to that face down relaxation. Relax the ankles away from each other and have a little wiggle of your bum from side to side. Nice big breath in. And exhale out here. Beautiful. So final option, you can stay in Shalambhasana locust pose, so the same pose that we did before. If you're coming with me, we've kind of prepared the body for a slightly deeper back bend. So we might just try out, see how we do with bow pose, Dharunasana. So if you're wanting to try out bow pose, we're going to first bend your legs and point your toes up towards the sky. And then again, see if you can sweep your arms down either side of your body, palms facing down towards the earth. And then inhale, see if you can lift your chest here and reach back for the outer edges of your feet, your ankles, or your toes. And you might stay here. This might be enough of a stretch. If you're coming with me, we're going to see if we can keep lifting through the chest. Maybe push the feet into the hands, hands into the feet. Maybe we lift the front of the knees and the thighs here. Keep looking forwards, shoulder blades draw together at the back of the body. Take an inhale. Exhale, keep the knees pointing back. 2 more breaths, finding a steady rhythm of breath. Last one here, guys. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you're like, Tash, I've had quite enough. We're going to release down. Keep your toes pointing up towards the sky. Make a little pillow with both forearms and just windshield wiper your feet from side to side. You might flex and point through the feet here if you want to. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Take your time here. And we're going to slowly lower the legs back down towards the earth. Going to bring your hands underneath your shoulders and let's push back through hands and knees. Going to come into a seated position of your choice, coming into a seated sequence to end. And we're going to take a forward fold from here, peeps. So I'll show you some options how you might want to forward fold. So for me, I always like to sit up on a little bit more height in my seat. So for instance, you might sit up on the edge of a blanket or the edge of a cushion. Lengthen your legs forwards and you can take caterpillar pose where your legs lengthen forwards and you fold over your legs like so. If you're like, oh Tash, that doesn't feel so nice on my hamstrings or my lower back, you can also take Baddha Konasana forward fold, which is bringing the soles of the feet together, knees apart. And you can slide your bricks underneath your knees here, middle setting, higher setting, lower setting, and then tuck the chin and let yourself bring your heart space, your chest slightly closer down towards the earth. So wherever you're forward folding, making sure that you feel comfortable, using as many props as you need. And try not to force the body into a very deep forward fold here. So we just want to allow the spine to round slightly, the head to be heavy. You can place your hands down wherever feels most intuitive for you. And we're just going to hold here for a couple of breaths. So still breathing in and out through the nose. And allowing each exhalation just to be an opportunity to relax any tension and pockets of tightness through your body today. And again, just sense the possibility of deepening the breath. Whatever that looks like for you. Three more breaths here, guys. Just take your time. There's no rush when we're breathing. There's no rush in this practice. There never is. Taking a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Inhale through the nose and out through your mouth. Now slowly rise up into a upright position for your spine. See if you can draw both knees in if you're on Baddha Konasana, lengthen both your legs forwards. And we'll take a seated twist to end our seated sequence. So keep your right leg as it is, guys. We're going to bend your left leg and draw it as close to your body as you can get. And you might stay here, or you might cross your left foot over your right thigh. Then using the crook of the right arm and the right elbow around your left leg and bring your left fingertips to form a little tent behind the back of the body. Then as we inhale, we're going to lift up through the crown of the head, but keeping a slight tuck of the chin. And as we exhale, we're just going to swivel the head and the chest over towards your left. And close the eyes, maybe soften the gaze, have a little check-in. What feels like the right amount of twist for your body right now? 2 more breaths here. Lovely. Once this twist feels complete, we'll just spin back through center. And then we'll do that on the other side. So letting your left leg lengthen forwards. Give it a little shake if you want to. And then right leg starts to bend. Ease that right foot as close to the body as it can get. And you might just want to tug onto that right knee, right leg for a moment, just to find a little bit more length in the spine. And then you might cross that right leg over that left thigh. Bring your right fingertips behind you as you hug that right leg in using that left arm. And then gently feeding the head and the chest over towards the right. Just emphasis on the word gentle here. We don't want to kind of pull and struggle with the posture. And a good indication of whether we're resting somewhere that feels sustainable, appropriate for your body, is if you can access your breathing. So if the breath feels like it's holding a little bit, if it feels a little bit tight, maybe just easing off edge in your twist. Two more breaths here. Lovely, guys. And ease yourself back through center. Let your right leg lengthen forwards. Dexter. Sorry, he's just being a little bit loud. And then bringing your hands behind you, bend your legs, bring the soles of the feet on the mat, and just finish off with a few windscreen wiper with your knees from side to side. Beautiful. So we're going to finish off in a restorative posture, and it's called Heart Bench Pose. One of my favorites at the moment, really kind of relishing in the softness of the opening of the heart. So I'm going to set up using 2 bricks. Now, depending on what props you have, I'll show you the option with the 2 bricks if you've got 2 bricks. Or if you're like, well, Tash, I don't have access to 2 bricks, I'll show you another option with a blanket and a cushion. So if you've got your 2 bricks, we're going to flip 1 brick onto its lowest setting and place it lengthways. So lengthways is this way towards the back of your mat, but just leave a bit of space at the top. And then you're going to take your second brick on its highest setting. So this is highest setting. And we're going to place that maybe a couple, maybe 10 centimeters or so away from your first one towards the top of your mat. So if you have a look back towards your bricks, you're going to lie back onto this construction. Your head is going to rest on the furthest brick away from you, and the back of the shoulder blades is going to rest on that lowest setting brick. So just as a general guide, we're going to place your first brick behind your shoulder blade, so towards the upper part of your back rather than mid and lower. Now I've got some slightly foamy bricks here, so it feels okay to rest my body on this. If you feel like you come back and you're like, oh gosh, that feels a little bit too tough on the back of the body, you might just drape a blanket or a slightly softer surface behind on top of your bricks. So we're gonna turn away from this structure. Keep your legs bent for a moment. Bring your hands down either side and just guiding the back of the shoulder blades. Again, kind of like your bra strap area if you're wearing a bra on the first brick, and then just maneuver your second brick so it rests just at the base of the skull. So where your hairline kind of meets your neck, or maybe just a touch further up. Have a little shuffle here, guys. It might just take a moment to get comfy. You might just shuffle yourself a little bit further forwards or a bit further up. It should feel quite easeful. If this position doesn't feel great for you, another option is taking your cushion behind you and placing a rolled up blanket behind your cushion. And the same thing, we're going to come down the back of the shoulder blades on top of your cushion and your head resting on your rolled up blanket. It's a slightly softer surface for you to rest on. Notice what positioning you want to take with your legs. You can lengthen your legs forwards. You can Cross your legs. You can keep them grounded, feet grounded, knees pointing up. Now, it's quite hot here today, but if you want anything on top of you to keep yourself warm, you're welcome to find a blanket, a sheet. And as we're holding here in this restorative, heart-opening shape, take a few breaths to settle. You might take a few audible exhales through the mouth. And then taking your attention into your heart space, this part of the body that's opening in this shape. And imagining a small flame resting in the cave of your heart. And as you bring your awareness to it, the flame begins to burn a little bit brighter. Steady and warm. And as you breathe, let its light grow a little bit brighter, spreading gently through your chest. Reminding you of the warmth, the strength, and the wisdom that's already within you. And once that flame reaches a point where you feel like it's emitting enough light, we're just going to rest in this space, resting within that light. Now we've got about 5 minutes left in the class. You're very welcome to stay as you are if you feel like, you know what, Tash, this feels like somewhere I could really settle into. There's also an option if you'd like to come to lie down on the back of the body in regular Shavasana shape or any other position that feels most comforting for you. And as we come into our final relaxation, I came across a poem the other day from Morgan Harper Nichols. Nothing really to do with the sun, but I felt like it was really appropriate for this time of year where things can get sometimes a little bit loud, a bit busy, and we need to really check in to find that peace within us. So, appropriately, this poem is called Peace, and she writes, on the days when the mind feels anything but at ease, may your soul remember this marvelous wonder. Sometimes peace is simply breathing deep, learning to trust through every inhale and exhale. All of this is a part of the story you will tell. The waves will push as they always do, and the calm waters will also find you. Travel slowly whenever you need to. May peace, even in the smallest shapes, be a beautiful miracle that continues to find you over and over again. Allowing yourself to rest in this small moment of peace you have gifted yourself. You begin to deepen your breath. Ease yourself back into this space. Just taking a moment to maybe acknowledge all that has ripened and blossomed within you. What is ready to be celebrated? What feels in abundance right now? Just keeping that contemplation in your heart space as you begin to invite a little bit more movement to your body. Taking some yawns and some sighs. And if you'd like to stay on the back, on the front, wherever you are, choosing to stay there, or if you're ready to come out of this practice, we're just going to gently, carefully make our way up into a comfortable seated position, facing roughly this way. We can keep the hands on tops of the knees, maybe bring the hands together in the heart, or maybe hands on the body if you prefer. Just bowing the head down towards your heart in gratitude for your wonderful body, for your practice today, and in gratitude of the sun, Mother Earth, and all of the life-giving, nurturing qualities it offers us. Take a nice big breath in and exhale, letting that breath go. With more conscious, more connection, we're going to open the eyes and come back into the space. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you'd like to journal after this practice, I'll give you a few journaling prompts I'm going to send in a moment. Just one or two or three journaling prompts. You might just want to just consider it in your head, or maybe if you have a journaling practice, you might want to write it down. Take it easy, guys, and keep yourself hydrated. And I will see you very soon. Thank you.